permission, please allow me to stand on existing protocol. May I, on behalf of the Department of Sociology, welcome you all to this citadel, especially for people that have not been here for some time, or who are coming here for the first time. I want to congratulate our mommy. We call her mommy, for what the Lord has used her to do with the department. There is time for everything. There was a time you came in, you passed through all the stages, and you got to the zenith of your career. You went into several appointments, and by the grace of God, you succeeded. And the time for you to leave, you are not living in shame. It is to the glory of God. I want to say that in an environment like this, we have leaders, we have mentors, we have tormentors. But I want to say sincerely that Mommy has been a mentor, she has been a leader, and she has been there for us. One of the things we have recognized in sociology is that most often we don't celebrate one another. We celebrate the dead. We see it that is not good enough. We need to celebrate one another when we are alive. And that is why the department, in the wisdom of the department, saying this is the best we can do for you, to celebrate you and to show that you have impact. By the grace of God, you have trained people up to professorial level. Many of them are professors, and they can really, credit the fact that you have done that for them. So I want to appreciate everyone that squeezed one type of stone to be here today. Many of us left very far and near to be here to celebrate the movie. I want to welcome you on behalf of the organizing committee for what they have done. I want to thank the organizing committee, headed by Professor and all the staffers of sociology. I want to thank every one of our students that are here today to celebrate with our mommy, that here we are here to learn, because knowledge is a continuum. And here, whatever we're going to learn here will add value to us. Thank you so very much indeed for coming. Thank you.
I thought we were going to be clapping till I get here. Let's celebrate it. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, HOD. We celebrate people when they are alive, and not only when they are dead. That is key. And when he was delivering that very short piece, I think I heard him mentioning, in a kind of environment like this, we have leaders, we have mentors, and we have what? Tormentors. Who are you in your own space? So that's the question the Spirit is asking me to ask you. So ladies and gentlemen, if you study mathematics, who are you? Please, let us check our, our compliance. If you study mathematics from university, who are you? You are a mathematician. God bless you. If you study biology, who are you? Biologist. Please, we can celebrate ourselves as we are getting it. You can celebrate yourselves as you are getting it. If you study microbiology, who are you? Microbiologist, okay. If you study agricultural science, who are you? Please, let us talk now. Okay, agricultural science, not agriculturist. Okay. If you study Yoruba, who are you? Babalawo, most of you people. So if you study sociology, who are you? Please celebrate our mommy that is seated here. Celebrate our mommy. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you for leading us this far. And at this point, it is time for us to listen to the citation of this guest of honor. The guest of honor is no other person than Professor OLAIDE Afolabi. And the citation will be taken by Professor Olariwaju Ajiboye. I want to believe Prof is very much around. Yes. Citation of the guest of honor. Our guest of honor for this event is no other person than Professor OLAIDE Afolabi. and the citation will be taken by Professor Olaiwaju Ajibore, the subdean of our postgraduate school.
We are LASU. We are LASU. With the permission of our Vice Chancellor and all the main personality that are behind the table here, I want to say to our agents to stand on the already established protocol to read the citation of our guest of honor. I want to appreciate the organizer for giving me the privilege to also be part of this historic event, because it has become history in the Department of Sociology. This is the first of its kind. So, our special guest of honor of today, okay, Prof. I thought to ask my teacher, my boss, to stand up. It's always very difficult because so thank you for the honor, sir. As we have it, our special guest of honor of today, Professor Oladapo A. Afolabi, OON, CFR, is an interesting man of many unique parts. A successful academic that reached the amiable top. A successful public servant. A successful businessman. And a successful family man. Professor Oladapo A. Afolabi was born in the early 1950s into prominent royal families in Oyo and Osun states. He attended early and secondary school in those states before he proceeded to the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University in Ife, to earn a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, which was followed by an MSc in Biochemistry and a PhD in Applied Chemistry. From the starting, as a graduate assistant, he taught and reached the top at OAU, Ile-Ife University, the University of Zimbabwe, and Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Omosho, Oyo State. He specialized in environmental and food nutrition chemistry. His various scholarly researches, and he has researched across various disciplines. His interest in repositioning the Nigerian university system to defeat the current challenges, gain greater autonomy, and emerge in a better form has been presented in many public fora across the country. He is an international scholar. Professor Afolabi developed a special interest in issue of environment, played an important role in organizing the first Nigeria Ecological Summit in 1988, which led to the creation of the Federal Ministry of Environment later in 1995. He contributed immensely to the development of the Federal Environmental Protection Agency and Department of Pollution Control and Environmental Health at different times as the director before being appointed a permanent secretary of the Federal Civil Service by former President Olusegun Obasanjo in 2006. In his exalted position, he moved at various times as permanent secretary to the Federal Ministry of Labor, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Water, Cabinet Secretary, and the Federal Ministry of Education. He was sworn in as the head of the civil service of the Federation of Nigeria in November 2010 by former President Goodluck Jonathan. Professor Oladapo Afolabi successfully served as the chairman and pro-chancellor of LADOKE Akintola University. He is currently serving in the same capacity at Edwin Clark University in Delta State and several other universities chairman. He has held and currently holding position of many boards across multiple industries, including oil and gas, power, insurance, IT, and telecommunication. Professor Afolabi is a recipient of several awards. Among these are the very significant International Atomic Energy Agency Fellowship in 1983. African Productivity Merits Award 2004, Distinguished Healthcare Award 2004, Global Environmental Outlook Award 2007, United Nations Montreal Environmental Award, to name just a few. Professor Oladapo Afolabi was confirmed with the national honor of the officers of the Niger OON in 2009 and the national honor of Commander of the Federal Republic CFR in 2011. His traditional titles are the Are Bobajiro of Bagura, the Fimontolu of Egbaland, and the Otun Asiwaju of Ibadan land, and many others. These were conferred in recognition of him as a very devoted family man, a philanthropist of note, community leaders known for fostering a sense of belonging, actively in listening to community needs and offering support, rebuilding relationship and inspiring change. The Vice Chancellor, the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our special guest of honor, Professor Oladapo A. Afolabi, OON, CFR, renowned scholar, respected authors of many others, outstanding publication, exemplary public servant, and status businessman, philanthropist of note, and devoted family man to this special occasion.
Vice Chancellor, represented by our DDC, distinguished members of the top table, invited guests, my colleagues there, in large number, the former members of the Governing Council of LAUTECH. One of us is our Professor ADERONKE. big time and in the university environment, I get humiliated because really, in all the things I've done in this life, teaching is my calling, and this is what I love to do most. But each time I come to the university, I see those who have also decided that they will teach. But society is very hostile to them. We are at least appreciated, forgetting that really the building block of any nation are the teachers. They are the ones who program the present and the future, but they are the least recognized, least rewarded, and I stand to be quoted. But we should not be lamenting. We should hold our destiny in our hands. Unless you are really not called, if you are called to be a teacher, you should make the difference. But society, as I said, has not given us all the opportunity. Maybe just in Lagos, you have opportunities to step in and out and take care of yourself. But for those of us in the rural area at the time before, on our one-time promotion, is that we need to change somehow some of the things that we do now. One of them is to snatch the autonomy of the university, 100%. Because nobody will give you freedom easy. You have to snatch it. And one of the top 2 ways I want to recommend is that you volunteer autonomy. Approach the authorities and say, look, forget about assisting me in the way in which you assist me now. I want my autonomy. I used to be PAMSEC education. In 2008, we tried to find a very subtle, easy way to allow the universities to have all the 3 autonomies: academic, administrative, financial. Regrettably, university said we do not want the financial autonomy. But if you don't have it, he who pays the piper pays the tune. So whatever standard you find yourself today is because of that singular autonomy that you not taken. I want to plead with you. Go and think about it seriously, how you can acquire this autonomy. One suggestion is this. I tried to do some calculation of the money available in the education sector. Believe me, it's more than 3 trillion naira as of today. And how many students we have? About 2 million. Okay, about 2 million students at the federal level, and about 3 trillion available to the tertiary education. More than 2 trillion of this is sitting in TED fund. But the way we use TED fund today, we are very happy. We feel like people who love free things. It's yours that they give you. So why you should jubilate? You are not part of the utilization. They just say take and you are happy. No. My suggestion would have been that these universities want 100% financial autonomy. And then it is the constitutional right of citizens to be educated. It is a right. For those who qualify to be at the tertiary level institution, you should have scholarship to a certain percentage. This money that you have today will give you 75%. 75% of the students that are in tertiary institutions at 1 to 1.5 million tuition. Imagine that you have, what's the population of this place? 60,000. Clearly you have over 60 billion. Is that available to you now? No. With about 60 billion to 90 billion available to you, decided by yourself, to be spent by yourself, you know how diverse you will be. The quality of students will be different. You will have those abroad and in. The kind of staff you will have, you'll be able to attract people from here and there, because it's in diversity that you have competitiveness, it is in diversity you have innovation, it is in diversity that you'll be at your best. So you really need to get yourself. I don't know which way. Please, you need to volunteer it. I want to be autonomous, but please make sure you support us. I'm not trying to dream this out. It's been done in the past. We can look at the history of the French universities. Today, they are all autonomous. They used to be dependent on the states. But when things started going down the drain the way we are, we are sliding. I don't know if we want to accept that or not. We are sliding down. So we must think again, go to the drawing board and boldly. Please, don't be too scared of ASU. ASU is also thinking the same way we are thinking. It's just that we get all of us to see the same thing the way we see it. You cannot be lazy, complacent, doing the same thing the way we do it, and we expect different results. This will be my plea. This is the air gate of society. I look around. I think the last time I was there was 1993 or something like that. Then this place has not been formed the way it is formed now. You can see the preparation. You can see that where you should have been, the way I saw it in 93, should have been now that this total environment should be one of the best in the world. But where we are, the umbilical cord that feeds us is being tightened somewhere. That umbilical cord, go back to where they are tying, open it so I can have enough oxygen and nutrients. So my baby please grab. In my citation I was listening. There's only one of the activities that I did in this world, always forgotten about, was that because of my experience as Permanent Secretary of Education, I felt that we can cure the issues in tertiary institution by having a model university. So one of the things we identified at the time was our students were not market ready. By the time we are finishing as a student, we be market ready. The second we also identified was that the load on the public to finance university was becoming unbearable. And the third was that everything was getting accepted in the university in terms of aesthetics. So we said, let's study this, travel around the world, everywhere that we had less, everywhere where we had before. So we decided that first, to cure the country, we have a PPP university, private, public, The law is there, but nobody has been able to implement it today. That's the technical university. Then in terms of aesthetics, we said that every building there will be iconic. Never seen any other place in the world. So we got the guy who designed Dubai, who designed Qatar, who designed Switzerland, to come and design the master plan. Yes, we had it. And then we said, in terms of market readiness, every student that was going to graduate from university was professionally qualified before we give him a certificate. So they are in accounting, they are accounting. Things like that was a dream, but if you can follow this route, the amount of proposes were resources. This is one of my failures in the world because I depended on the political support which gave me. The university is there, but not all actually interested. So I'm selling this same idea to LASU. LASU, you can do it. Because this is where I see the redemption. The quality of students, the quality of staff, the quality of environment. Don't accept just anything. Accepting anything will find us where we are. Don't worry about the total nation. The nation is where it is, but these universities are always the front liners. Those who stretch the boundary of knowledge and quality of any society, they are always at the cutting edge. Let's replace ourselves so we can always be at the cutting edge. For my sister, that today we are celebrating, we thank God that we started your journey, we are ending it well. My advice is that the way they told us when I was in secondary school, they said they knew what to find. When I was in the university, I was pampered. Knew when to teach, knew when to travel, knew when to research. In the world out there, the tide tries to push you. But you are the one who will say, no way, I'm going to ride this tide. So you need to ride the tide. Salaries are not going to come. But food must be eaten. The society will look at you as if you are even earning more than when you are at work. So this is when we have to be creative. Let me recommend something else also to LASU. Before you retire, 3 years before, allow them to practice what they retire. Support it by this is from my experience. I have some savings. Got out of government, I didn't steal. There, I can tell you. I didn't steal. So I only depended on my legitimate income. And as some savings, I got out. Some very nice people came. Oh, this is business. We can use it. Once I needed money, I gave them my money. That was the last time I saw them. So don't bother with that one. It will be really very devastating. But in practice, nobody can return you. You will not be taking the right like that. So I wish you the best. Thank you.
Wow. That is just a team of Zanzibar. You ain't seen anything yet. Little wonder will come for him. And it's no other person that people saw more than PROF ON, CFR, a former head of University Studies, former chairman of the Council of 10, and Pro-Chancellor of the Council, ADERONKE University, Delta State. Thank you, sir. Interestingly, Nigeria is not going to be built by anyone than we here. So we need to really put our hands on the deck. Vice Chancellor, regularly represented by the ceremony, distinguished guests. I mean, to quickly mention that we have one or two other dignitaries who have decided to be part of history. We have the head of the Department, Industrial Relations and Human Resource Management, Dr. Tony Akalake, is the celebrity. He's not here alone. He has Professor Tinuke Fakola, she's also here. And Professor Jayoba Fawisho Imeson. Thank you for joining us. And I must also acknowledge a friend and a brother, Mr. OLAIDE. Thank you for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, it is still about Professor OLAIDE ADERONKE ADEDOKUN. How well would you like to be celebrated? That's the question that we're asking. And before we get to the good messages by eminent personalities here, it is time for us to listen to the valedictory lecture, the main reason why we're here. And to do justice to that is Professor Akinwale, whose citation will be taken by another great professor, Professor Jibril Jawad. Please let's put our hands together as we welcome the valedictory lecturer, Professor Akinwale. We can do better for him, please. We can do better.
Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Husseini Afisi, please permit me to stand on the well-established protocol. I'm going to be reading the citation of Professor Akim Ayope Akinwale. Professor Akim Ayope Akinwale is a professor at the University of Lagos and former head of the Department of Employment Relations and Human Resource Management. He was sub-dean of the Faculty of Business Administration, now Faculty of Management Sciences at the University of Lagos from 2013 to 2015. He is currently a sabbatical research professor at the Center of Excellence in Migration and Global Study, CEMES, at the National Open University of Nigeria now, where he recently chaired the local organizing committee for the CEMES 2025 International Conference on Migration and Sustainable Development, Problems and Prospects. Professor Akinwale commenced his higher education at Lagos State University, LASU, where he had a Bachelor of Science BSc degree in Sociology. He graduated as the best student in the Department of Sociology during the 1999-2000 academic session. Furthermore, Professor Akinwale earned a Master's of Science and a Doctor of Philosophy in Industrial Sociology from the prestigious University of Ibadan in 2004 and 2009, respectively. His expertise span industrial sociology, human resource management, employment relations, entrepreneurship and development studies, with extensive experience in teaching, research, and consultancy. With over 2 decades of meritorious work experience, Professor Akinwale has taught and conducted research at top federal, state, and private universities before joining the University of Lagos in 2012. He lectured at Lagos State University, University of Ibadan, Covenant University, Landmark University, Top Mountain University, and Olabisi Onabanjo University. A widely published scholar, his research appeared in leading academic journals and books, published by Cambridge scholars, ruthless, and stringent nature. He has supervised doctoral students, presented at international conferences across Africa, Western Europe, North America, and Latin America, and served as external examiner for universities in Nigeria and abroad, including the Tokyo University of Technology, GUT in South Africa. Professor Akinwale is also a World Bank Group certified winner, a fellow of the International Social Sciences Council, and a laureate of the Council for the Development of Social Science Research in Africa, CODESTRA. Professor Akinwale has served as a consultant to several reputable organizations, including the International Labour Organization, ILO, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC, and the Nigerian Labour Congress, LLC. He also provided consultancy services to the University of Kent, the United Kingdom, and Wageningen University of Research in Netherlands, among others. It is on this, with the permission of the Vice Chancellor, that I'd like to welcome Professor Akim Ayofe Akinwale, our guest lecturer for today, to deliver his lecture. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that excellent citation. The Vice Chancellor of Lagos State University, Professor Ibiyemi Olatunji Bello, MNI, NPOM, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, Professor Afisi, the guest of honor of this occasion, Professor Oladapo Afolabi, OOM, CFR. I salute the Dean of the Faculty of the Social Sciences, Professor Olufemi Aderon Lawa. I salute also the presence of other special guests, distinguished professors, deans of faculties, heads of departments, and also especially Professor Adedeji, who was my employer at the University of Ibadan in 2005, when he was the dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences. I salute my supervisor, Professor Olabisi Yusuf, who is currently seated in the audience. I was privileged to be her first academic son, because when she joined the Department of Sociology, I was among the first set of students she supervised. And her prayer is still working for me since then up till now. So, ladies and gentlemen of the press, greatest LASUites, I welcome you all to this special occasion in celebration of our mama. When the head of the department was giving his opening remark, I was surprised when he said, "Mommy." What I know is that we call Professor OLAIDE ADEDOKUN Mama right from when I was undergraduate, from 1997 to 2001. I was under Professor OLAIDE ADEDOKUN's tutelage. Professor ADEDOKUN taught us discipline and tolerance, and a lot of other great values which remain indelible in my mind and which molded my character as a person. This is my own personal testimony. Each time I remember Professor Adedokun, I feel inspired and encouraged to continue to uphold the great virtues of life, which have worked tremendously for me. And this is what has molded my character. Mama, I salute you. You have contributed greatly in building the nation, Nigeria, in different ways. You have contributed to human capacity development. I am one of your products. I am among your children. And I salute my academic twin brother, Professor Adedeji Oyenuga, my academic twin brother. He understands what I mean by that. He's also one of the children of Mama. I don't know when you began to refer to her as mommy. I will need to learn about that with time. So, okay, sir, because I'm still a member of the Family Sociology Department, University of Lagos. So, I beg your pardon, Lagos State University. Of course, the error is excusable. That means Unilag is currently in my blood. And that's a challenge to LASU. Maybe you want to smash me over because I rightly belong here. I don't know why you should allow your best to continue to stay away from your citadel. So that's a challenge to the Vice Chancellor, Lagos State University. I hope the DPC is paying attention. You produce me, but I work for Unilag on Lagos State soil. Okay, that's a challenge to you. So I've been given just 15 minutes to speak to the book written by Professor OLAIDE ADERONKE. The first statement I want to make is this. This book is 100% intellectual property of Professor OLAIDE ADERONKE. We understand Mama, and I have a privilege to give reasons why everybody should read this book. 100% intellectual property of Professor OLAIDE ADERONKE, I repeat. And this book is very significant because it touches on a very vital aspect of social reality that is still emerging, unfolding, despite being in existence from time immemorial. Ethics is part of philosophy. Nobody can claim not to be familiar with ethical matter, but the struggle has been with inability of humanity to live up to the expectation. And it's as a result of this that in sociology, we come up classifying people into different categories on the basis of their ability to conform or deviate from the normative order. And in every society, people either belong to conformist or non-conformist. And that is a matter of ethics, really. So that's the primary reason why everybody needs to read this book. The book is relevant now, and it will continue to be relevant. Because people will always struggle to comply to the rules and regulations. And without rules, society will be in disarray. And specifically, the focus of this book is on academia. And who should read this book? Students, lecturers, university administrators, policymakers, students in secondary schools who are aspiring to come to higher education institution. When the guest of honor was speaking, we could see that truly he has a calling for teaching. He can be on this podium throughout the day without getting tired. You could see the passion. Now, this is a policy issue. Academics need to check themselves. Anybody that does not have a calling and is currently in the university environment needs to resign. And the government must ensure that only people that have callings are recruited into the system. The special guest of honor made another valuable statement. He said that society is hostile to academics. That's a very strong statement, and it's a statement of reality. But it is the academics that will cure the malady in the society. And to do that, academia must be ahead of society. Academics should stop complaining about hostility from society. Academics have to live up to expectation, weather the storm, despite the challenges and all the constraints. Academics still need to raise their head above water. If not, the hostility from society will consume the academics. And when that is done, there will be nothing again. And we have some countries that have done this excellently well. We can borrow some leaf from the story of Finland. Finland treats teachers very well, right from primary school. They are working hard for. But before then, the hallmark of excellence, an average teacher in Finland is above board from all ramifications. They are dedicated to their duties. They don't cut corners. They are professional. They teach well. and the students are properly trained and brought up. So over time, they earn the respect that they are getting. India has also done well in the area of recognizing teachers. A rabbi in India is a highly respected person. Japan has done well in treating teachers. But all these countries that have done well, the recognition that academics from those countries earn do not come on a platter of gold. Those academics put themselves within challenges, within constraints. So, for Nigerian academics, it's not going to be easy, but we have to do it because we are role model, we are behavior modifier, we must continue to make sacrifice because that is our calling. And it's only God that can reward us. That's why they say the reward of teachers is in heaven. Because they know that no amount of monetary reward will be sufficient to compensate for the value that academics are adding to humanity. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've spoken about the importance of the title of this book, Academic Ethics. Now, in the age of artificial intelligence, that's another powerful concept, which is not new, but some people think artificial intelligence is new. But Professor ADEDOKUN clearly demonstrated in this book that artificial intelligence has been in existence since 1956. 1956 is a period of about 70 years ago. That means before Professor ADEDOKUN was born, artificial intelligence has been in existence, or around the time she was born, artificial intelligence has been in existence. So maybe that's why she's interested in also talking about it, because it's a reality. It's part of the realities of our existence as a human being. Then we also need to understand that this artificial intelligence is a critical component of information revolution. There are three major revolutions that change dramatically the course of humanity. We have the scientific revolution, we have the industrial revolution, and we have the information revolution. It was around 1981 that IBM computers came into existence. 1981. Before that, there was no serious understanding of computer. Then the first window operating systems got to the market around 1985. 1985. Then the internet that we work with today every day started in 1991. And artificial intelligence requires computerization because artificial intelligence itself is capability of computational systems to carry out tasks that are typically done by human beings, such as thinking, reasoning, problem solving, creativity, and so on. And currently, there is argument in some quarters that artificial intelligence is an extension of human intelligence. So there's that debate going on about the authenticity of artificial intelligence, because it is the programming that culminated into what is recognized as artificial intelligence. Because, of course, it's a machine, but the machine has limitation. And that is where the issue of plagiarism becomes very relevant to this discourse. Because artificial intelligence itself can plagiarize. Artificial intelligence will go and bring information from all sources without giving credit. And the user becomes a victim, either consciously or unconsciously. So as academics, part of what Professor ADEDOKUN is saying in this book is that we need to be very careful in the use of artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence, if not properly used, can put an academic into trouble. At the University of Lagos some years ago, an associate professor was being interviewed for the position of full professor, and it was discovered that some of her papers were not originally hers, but her names appear on those articles. And the interview panel at the final stage discovered that and stepped down her papers, meaning she was not promoted. Incidentally, that member of staff was in the Department of Sociology. I will not mention name because it's unethical for me to mention name. And that's part of academic ethics, confidentiality. And the intention of sharing this information is to not to disparage the person affected, but to send a message across and draw some lessons home so that others can learn. And because we have a culture that make people to be ashamed of certain things, it could be that the person affected was not aware that some people have written what she put her name on. It could be a genuine error, but it was discovered by people at the panel, and she could no longer continue by herself. She resigned and went to another university in the East where she became a professor, and that happens a lot. And Professor Adedokun is also talking about issues like that in this book, that university administrators need to provide training on how academics will uphold ethical standards in conducting research, in teaching, and in community service. She also advised students to also be careful because this is the age of artificial intelligence. Everybody is now associated with the use of computer. Students use computer to carry out their assignment. They use chat GPT, which is an example of artificial intelligence, and that can help students to write their assignments. And the lecturers need to understand this technology, because if lecturers do not understand the workings of artificial intelligence, Professor Adedokun is saying that either consciously or unconsciously, such lecturers are collaborating with such students to cheat. Cheating is part of unethical behavior, which Professor Adedokun is speaking about in this book. I say speaking about because this book is an advocacy. You can see the size. Size is not too voluminous, but it's not about how far, but how well. This part of what Professor Adedokun taught us when we were learning under our tutelage. It's not about how far, but how well. So the size of this book is an advantage because one can easily start and finish reading it. One can read it over and over and over again. It is a valuable reference material, useful to all the categories of persons I've mentioned earlier. So, ladies and gentlemen, please take your time to go through this book at your convenience. Read it over and over again. As parents, let us call our children attention to this. This book is useful to all learners of all classes, right from primary school. By the time they start to learn English, teach them about plagiarism. Teach them about callings, like the special guest of honor said. Calling is very important. Currently, I have a proposal before the University of Lagos. I want to do a research on strategic career planning and labor market readiness among undergraduates in Southwest Nigeria. That's why I was excited when the special guest of honor made reference to a project he was involved in many years ago. So, the problem I discovered that time has multiplied now. Now, there is a stigma attached to identity of graduates from Nigerian universities now about employability dilemma. So, some employers distrust the academic credibility or qualifications of our graduates. And that's an indictment on the universities. Employers are doubting whether our first class is genuine. That's a slap on the face of a university. And what is the solution? It is written that the purpose of education is to build learning and character in the mind of the students. Now, we tend to focus more on the learning aspects. The university is also unable to concentrate adequately on the character components, which is supposed to be part of the reason for coming to the university. So we over-concentrate on the learning, and we fail in the aspect of character. And that is where the issue of soft skill. Soft skill is part of character, and that is deficient. Our graduates move with first class are not able to transfer their knowledge when they are meeting face-to-face with their employer. And so we need to fill in the gap. And so we need to sensitize our students into, okay, you are learning biology, you are learning agriculture, you are learning sociology, political science. In addition to that, what is your plan? What are you thinking about the next step after you graduate from this degree? So they need to start early enough. In addition to what they are learning in the classroom, there are other skills that they need to acquire before they graduate. So they need to expose themselves to practical experience, either through internship, and this has to be institutionalized. We should not allow students to struggle. So some of our students that are making it on their own, they do professional examinations while writing their major examination in their major courses on their own. Some do ICANN, some do engineering, some do other professional courses on their own. And that gives them an edge when they get to the labor market. But university needs to make it a policy that in addition to learning the courses that students are learning, they also need to learn what is going to build their character so that they become self-reliant, self-sufficient, and they will have ability to employ themselves. Even if there is no job, they should have ability to create job and employ others. So this is what we need to do to solve the current problem of unemployment and underemployment. Today in Nigeria, out of every 10 graduates in the past 5 years, only 3 are employed. And out of these 3, 2.5 are underemployed. It's a crisis. And that crisis is speaking to why the rate of poverty in Nigeria is escalating, why the rate of crime is escalating. Everything is connected to academia. So what Professor ADEDOKUN is doing in this book is a great impact. And whether we like it or not, as universities, Professor ADEDOKUN is advising university to organize programs for academics, students, on how to familiarize themselves with artificial intelligence. I think I said that earlier. It's deliberate that I'm saying it again. And University of Lagos did a training for some staff members recently. And it's going to be an ongoing training program. At National Open Universities, where I'm currently doing my sabbatical, I'm ending sabbatical at the end of this month. A program was organized on artificial intelligence and appropriate usage in academia. And particularly, this is challenging for academics because we need to be ahead of our students. Unfortunately, for academics, the students are younger generation and they are more adept in the modern technology. So students can easily outsmart their lecturers if lecturers are not careful. So that's why it's a serious challenge. Because children of these days, they can even be teaching their grandfather how to use mobile phone. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to once again commend Professor OLAIDE ADEDOKUN for making this book available. This is part of our numerous contributions to the development of humanity. And I congratulate Lagos State University for being the first beneficiary of this intellectual contribution to further advance the growth of humanity. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think from tomorrow, the status of Mama will improve to grandmama because Mama is currently undergoing what she taught us as rite of passage. A rite of passage from the status of Mama to the status of grandmama. So, I salute you. I pray for more strength, more energy, more wisdom. So, thank you very much. God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed what that professor has done for us, let us celebrate him once again. Let's celebrate him. Thank you very much, Professor Akim Ayofe Akinwale. Wow. there is an interesting part in what he just did. And that interesting part is, you know, when someone is at a place and is now looking at another place, you should try to check that place the person is looking at. There is something very significant happening there. The man is presently University of Lagos, I guess. But you said you are eyeing Lagos State University. Please, we are LASU! BBC, I think we are doing something very good here. Please, let's celebrate Lagos State University once again. Thank you for confirming that to us. If BC were to be here, she would have loved to sing one song. That song is LASU na elele elele, LASU na waya o. LASU, if you know the song, join me o. Elele, LASU na waya o. No campus be like no campus be like Eo wane LASU na elele. If you go to Unilag, now your fault. If you go to OAU, now your fault. Even if you go to Harvard, now your fault. Only LASU, na him be your guy. Wane. Okay, dear Atika. Talaye ti daye kusomola. You can see it in Professor Ayofe. You can see our product in Professor Ayofe. Please celebrate this young professor for us. Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you. Thank you so much. Without losing the focus of our discussion and the reason why we are here, we have heard that of the valedictory lecture. We have heard from the guest of honor. It is time for us to quickly go to goodwill messages. Goodwill messages. And we have a number of people that have decided to be here. Okay, well, do not be surprised. It is expected at events like this that we are going to be, trying to adjust and move on. Information reaching me here says the special guest of honor will be taking his leave any moment from now, and it's very important for the committee to present something to him. So at this point, we are going to be welcoming the committee chair to bring the award up as one of our distinguished professors. I want to call on distinguished Professor Abidu Soni to come and present this award to Professor Oladapo A. Afolabi. Professor Oladapo A. Afolabi, please. Distinguished Professor Abidu Soni will be doing the presentation. Professor Afolabi, we are waiting for your award here. So we have a token of appreciation for what you have done for us at Lagos State University.
On behalf of the Lagos State University, the Faculty of Social Sciences, I want to present this to Professor Afolabi, the Asiwaju of Ireland, to Kábíyèsí Ilé-Gómìnà. This is for you, sir. What I've already, yes, BBC, please. Okay, this is hereby presented in appreciation of the contribution of our guest lecturer and chief guest today. I will thank him for his time spared with us today and professor. Thank you very much, sir.
Do me a favor, and that is that this award is for all of us. I have at least in this room 5 people. Can you You know one interesting thing about this group? They are all professionals. And this was the council of LAUTECH at the time that LAUTECH was a big practice. We managed VC recommendation and all. Fight it that we do not have politicians. No, you can. You see, don't say it's not possible. Don't say it's not possible. Each time, if you keep saying the same thing all the time, somebody will listen to you one day. But you don't start mouthing it. Yeah, if you don't start mouthing it, they will think it's normal. It is abnormal to have politicians or university councils. They should be professional who will add values. Thank you. Very much. Very honored for this opportunity. Thanks.
Yes, thank you very much. We are still in the middle of the program, organized very specially for our own very dear Professor OLAIDE ADERONKE ADEDOKUN, a professor of sociology and demography at the Lagos State University. Yes, we have to quickly do that so that we can allow the special guest of honor to take his leave. Yes, I was about saying we have about nine people that have volunteered to make goodwill messages. 9. But in no particular order, we are going to be giving them just one minute. I don't know how possible that could be, but at most 2 minutes. 1 minute per person, at most 2 minutes. While we are going to take that, we still want people from the following areas to either give us 1 or 2 persons that will give goodwill message or messages. Secondary school mates of our very dear professor try to discuss and give us 1 or 2 people that will talk for just 1 minute or 2 minutes each. Alumni of sociology discuss and give us 1. Igbimo or your initiative discuss and give us 1. Family members, we will need 1 person to give us goodwill message for Professor OLAIDE ADEDOKUN. And I think with that, staff of the Gen D SPTS, if you have been privileged to have worked with her when she was the director, please discuss and give us 1 person. So we don't want to sideline anybody. That is why we've been able to put it together like that. Then for the 8 people or 9 that we have talked about, for the purpose of the fact that they are living here any moment from now, I want to plead with others to let us allow the former Vice Chancellor, former Vice Chancellor Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Professor Gbadegeshi Adeniyi to come first for the goodwill message. Professor Gbadegeshi Adeniyi, former VC, LAUTECH. 1 minute, and if possible, and if not, you can just make it just 2. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming.
Here at Lagos State. Between 2007 and 2008, so I have a difference. And my PA there is here, Professor ADEDOKUN. They are all here, Samuel, my HOD, all of them. But I will do one thing. I will immunize it to 3 minutes. First, I want to see Professor ADEDOKUN as a desk mate at the lower class, lower 6, we call it there, lower 6, at Oliver Baptist High School. Then, when we got to the upper 6, after 1 semester, she disappeared. Then I also want to see Professor ADEDOKUN as a fellow geographer, who also disappeared from geography to sociology. Thirdly, and that's the most important one, unknown to you, Mr. Vice Chancellor, we held a governing council meeting of LAUTECH here on the soil of LASU, just about an hour ago. Because the chairman was here and all the members of the governing council were here, including Professor ADEDOKUN. And it was a governing council meeting because I represented the management at that meeting and the former vice chancellor of the university. So I'm now also going to see Professor ADEDOKUN as my employer. That's the third category. So that's why I said I need 3 minutes. First, Professor ADEDOKUN as my desk mate at lower 6. It may interest you that both of us were born the same year, 1955. We were born almost the same month. And we were born almost the same day. So it's a sister, my sister from another mother. Mope, are you listening? Very good. Mope is I'll be calling you like it because I have no option. That's how we address each other. Yes, Mope is also my wife's classmate at the same Oliver Baptist High School. So, I mean, I have a lot to say, but I will minimize it. So, we were together, sitting on the same bench or chair, they called it that time, but writing from the same desk. We, both of us, registered for chemistry, biology, and geography. And anytime we sat together that time, I just be wondering, this lady that is always teaching me the mathematical aspect of physical chemistry. Remember Mr. Okoye was teaching us chemistry that time. He said, I don't want this lady to beat me at all. So I put in extra effort. And by the time we were about to start the upper 6, she left to read geography as University of Nigeria, and then before the end of that session too, I also left to read geography at the University of Nigeria. So you can see now, LAIDE as my desk mate transformed into LAIDE as a fellow geographer. But when we came back for masters, 1980, I think, yes, after our NYSC, I was expecting LAIDE in our class because I think I met her during registration. I said, yes, I'm now at the University of Nigeria. So I was expecting her at the geography class, only for her to go upstairs and then to the sociology class. I said, what's wrong? What's wrong? You're not reading geography. They said, yes, I'm still reading geography, but just an aspect of geography, and that is demography. So, Adeleke, that's how she got into sociology, not by design, just by her own way of life. Look, enough of geography. And that's one thing I think she had advantage over them. And in one way, yeah, but in our own case, from the word go, in fact, I thought we specialized in chemistry. Because after teaching us, you know the physical aspect of chemistry, that online, you remember, it is the one where all the equations and all those things. You know that, all I like is this organic chemistry or inorganic chemistry, but like it was interesting. So I wasn't surprised when he went to the mathematical aspect of geography. That is. And then as luck we have it, we started our career almost at the same time. And just 2 weeks ago, Gladys stopped calling me Nii, and she now started calling me Baba Professor. Baba Professor. So, from today, you are no longer like this. You are asking them how, you are asking who transformed from mommy to mama, mama to mommy. That's what scholar said. You know, this guy identified me. That's the valedictory reviewer. I identify him, but I don't even know his name. All I know him for is he's a scholar. So I called him scholar. It was during this, just this morning, I discovered that it's Akewale. Then when someone asked me, where is the Akewale? I said, I don't know. All I know is that I know scholar, and that is all. So, but as fate will have it, when I was appointed the acting vice chancellor of LAUTECH, and then later, the substantive vice chancellor of LAUTECH, a new council was given to us, chaired by the guest of honor, Professor Dr. And he spoke my mind. I know most of us in academia will not like it. He actually referred to LASU, not like it, because we like an egalitarian society. But he said, if you want autonomy, full autonomy, to be autonomy in academics, autonomy in administration, and financial autonomy. I'm very sure God will help us to do that. So she became my employer. But because of our way of life, the disciplinary aspect of our life, they are here. My other employers are here. Nobody knew that we were at the same time. Nobody knew that we were classmates. Nobody knew that we were about the same year. And we kept that secret. Up to today, until I was telling Professor Dapapala, so Dapapala said, what? I said, yes. That we started together in long time. And at the town level, we also belong to the same association, the Your Initiative. The two of us belong to it. So she's the only female member of that IBIMO. People were wondering, I mean, how did you come about it? Nobody knew how a professor got into that, that initiative. So, honestly, I want to thank God for your life. I want to thank God for your life. I want to thank God for everything you have achieved. And I'm sure you are not looking mama, or someone say you are now grandma. I don't know how that will fit in. But for me, you are mama professor, because you always refer to me as mama professor. So thank you very much for this opportunity. And on behalf of the former LAUTECH Governing Council, we want to thank you for what you did for LAUTECH. And it's only God that can reward you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, former Vice Chancellor of LAUTECH. The secret is no more secret, as we have, it has been revealed. So we got that. So as he will be taking his leave any moment from now, let's welcome one of our very distinguished professors here, Professor Joseph A. Olagoju, for just 1 minute.
Vice Chancellor, Lagos State University, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academics. I want to say I'm very happy to be here today. And I would have been very, very sad if I missed this event for so many reasons. First, it allowed me to reconnect with people I've not seen for years. I am not ashamed to say that the guest of honor, Professor Dapo Afolabi, was my teacher at Ife. He is a biochemist, and you know I'm a biochemist. But I need to say something about him for the whole world to know. Biochemistry at Ife is fraught with bad politics. But Professor Afolabi will never fight anybody. He will decide to go and break new grounds. He and two others left biochemistry department and went to chemistry and started the applied chemistry aspect of chemistry. Himself, Professor Kerr, the first Vice Chancellor of LAUTECH, and one professor, forgotten his name now, three of them. So he was my teacher. I've not seen him for a long time. I'm seeing him today. The past Vice Chancellor of LAUTECH, Professor VALEDICTORY, we were together deans of faculty here when he was there. I was the dean of Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences then. And I've not seen him since he left LASU. We only spoke on phone a few times when he was Vice Chancellor of LAUTECH. So it offered me the opportunity to see people I've not seen for years. And again, it gives me the opportunity to say things that people may not know that Professor Adedokun and I have done together. She's my big sister. She's older than me anyway. 10 years ago, we celebrated her 60th birthday with pomp and pageantry. It's still memorable in our minds today. We were staff of the old Oyo State College of Education together, but we never knew until we got to LASU. And what brought us together was the Museum of School crisis. Professor Adedokun is a very forthright person. She's very truthful about assessing situations. I'm not surprised that she's the only female amongst the group mentioned by Professor VALEDICTORY. She was the only female amongst us that time. Those of us who were in LASU during the Museum of School crisis will remember what happened. People were not ready to speak out. People were either on one side or the other. But she convened a meeting that there should be moral force within this community to tell the whole world that there are other narratives to the falsehood that's being peddled all over town. 4 of us remained. You remember now? And we put up 2 paid adverts telling the whole world she was the one who masterminded what we did there. Those people who read the paid adverts, we remember all we said, and today we are vindicated. She's a very forthright person. She's very courageous. She's very truthful and committed to any cause. We will be losing all these values by her retirement. But she has brought up an army of people with the same values, replacing her, and that's her joy. But like Simon said when Jesus Christ was born, Simon was promised that he will not see death until he sees the birth of Jesus Christ. And when Jesus Christ was circumcised and given to Simon, Simeon, he uttered some words. And one of the things he says in the book of Luke is, let us now thy servant depart in peace. For my eyes have seen this as well. I am sure that having served LASU for that number of years, Professor Adedokun could simply say, let me now depart in peace. For my eyes, I've seen the glorious days, it has seen the worst of days, but to the glory of God, I'm alive and I'm being celebrated. So I congratulate you, man, that you are seen today. You are being celebrated. We are not, holding a posthumous event. This is enough for you to thank that. So for the family members, I rejoice with you. You can see that your mommy, our sister is a real gem. She is a real gem, and we are going to miss her. Congratulations, ma'am. I wish you well.
Thank you very much. One of the challenges we are likely to be facing is that we are having goodwill messages from lecturers and distinguished professors. So the time management factor is my concern. So we just give them 1 more minute, and we'll be so glad if you can manage that time for us, because we have a lot of people that still want to speak. So on that, I want to welcome the voice of distinguished Professor Amadou Sani for just 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. I think there was a little bit of confusion, and I guess the lecturer was mistaking LASU for Unilag and Unilag for LASU, and that is understandable. He is a product of LASU, and LASU has always donated its best materials to other universities. Prince, Professor, VC Emeritus Badigeshi, everybody is also a prince. I want to welcome you to our campus. Thank you very much, sir. And you see, Professor Badigeshi was here as a visiting professor, was at Lautech, of course, I'm from University of Ibadan. But in order of things now, and I'm sure our guest of honor, Professor Falabi, will be happy that today was his happiest day in life. Because he can now put in his CV, which was never complete anyway, but he is now able to put special guest at Lagos State University 2025. With that, his CV will have been completed. Now, it only takes, talking about Professor Adedokun is a story by itself. And I think it takes a genius to identify a genius. Professor Lateef Akane Hussein, as the Vice Chancellor, appointed her at the head of the external system. And I think that the kind of wonder she was able to perform then was quite amazing. In fact, it belied the cynicism of many skeptics. And I think one of the greatest system builders LASU has ever had was Lateef Akane Hussein. He brought the Ibadan tradition here, was able to establish that, and was able to imbibe that culture into many people. And that is the truth about it. And what I would want to say is that if you do a very good job, people will say, yes, you have done a good job. If they are impressed, as we are with Professor Adedokun, you will say, she has done well. If she has done extraordinarily well, we will now say, you have done borehole. Because borehole is bigger than well. So, Professor Adedokun, you have done borehole after doing well. And I think what we will learn from her experience here is that when you mentor others, they are going to learn from you. And of course, they are going to impact others as well. And that is the truth. And Lagos University has been very, very lucky in the order of things. People have gone to University of Ife. It's a great Ife, wonderful. But Ife was great until it had to change its name from UI of Ife to OAU. You used to have only one UI, University of Ibadan, University of Ife. But Ife could not withstand the tenure and had to change to OAU. Now arranging things other now, UI is still the first, still the best, but LASU is the greatest. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, distinguished Professor Amidu Sani. It cannot be better than this. You know, if you are not here, you are nowhere. Just know that this is where it is happening. That is Lagos State University. So, ladies and gentlemen, having heard from those two distinguished professors, let me bring it to the registry by inviting the former registrar in the Lagos State University, in person of Mr. Gladstone Oluwatoyin Oshu, AUA UK Fellow. Arguably the longest serving registrar in the history of Adea University. Thank you very much, sir, for honoring this invitation.
Vice Chancellor, permit me. OLAIDE. At commencement, the academia, the university took a decision of a particular orientation. Should it be Chancellor of Vices or Chancellor of Virtue? What is virtue? Virtue is dominant, domicile in the academy. And I'm linking that to what the guest of honor, such as Professor Falaki said, about snatching autonomy. And what I'm saying is that with virtue, domicile in the academia, when the academia are ready to take back the autonomy with the giveaway, I hope the point I make is clear to academia. It is the academia that gave it away. So all they need to do is to take it back, not to snatch it. There's no energy and there's no argument about it. How they will do it, we need that in the House of Law. But it's a must. And it tax that must be done. Coming to Professor OLAIDE ADERONKE, unknown to LASU, she has been close to my family. Before I met my wife, Professor ADEDOKUN and my wife were at Baptist Girls High School Oshogo. Until today, they are part of the Baptist Girls High School Oshogo Old Guys family. And my assessment of her, I passed through LASU, and I believe LASU passed through me. My assessment of her, even at a distance, is that this, an academic, a person, a personality, give her an assignment, give her a project, you will see her consumed, engrossed, committed to that project, to a fault. To a fault. She is extraordinary. And she aims to attain the best in all that she has to do. She is illustrious as well as industrious. She is an academic, an academia of repute, of global standing. She's amiable and amicable. Finance. Character and courage. She has it all. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oluwatoyin Gladstone Oshu. I have to compliment that we have the personal assistant to the former Vice Chancellor of Adea University, late Professor Akoni Uze, here in person of Mr. Tunde Bawala. Please let's celebrate him. He's there. So, Mr. Gladstone Oshu worked directly as the registrar during the time of late Professor Lateef Akoni Uze. Yes, moving back to the academics, I want to call on the former Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor O.A.K. Noah, for his goodwill message. It can be better. We are talking about the former Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic. For those who don't know, Professor O.A.K. Noah is a world-class table tennis player. World-class table tennis player.
Distinguished professors and all eminent persons hereby gathered in this great hall this afternoon. I will be talking as far as the arthritis on my legs will permit. I'm here today on behalf of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian University of the golden age or the golden era under ADERONKE to say thank you to Professor Mrs. OLAIDE ADEDOKUN. She was our unknown treasurer throughout Nigeria. And the dictum was that once you get to Antoni village, get to Adedokun's house, you get the money and you get enough food. Yes, quotes me. Thank you very much from all of us in the house. Thank you and thank you so much. Thank you.
Prof, sir, I thank you so very much. Interesting. Food and money. I think I like that. I look forward to celebrating one of my colleagues in that state too. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Dean Faculty of Science, Professor Moses Akobi. Very quickly. We're enjoying the time now, just straight to the point, and we're out of here. Dean Faculty of Science.
MC, thank you very much. Standing on existing protocol, I want to say very few things. I want to try not to shoot beyond the time you have allotted. But let me start by saying that perhaps because Mama Professor, that's the new title today, is not looking her age, maybe that was why the valedictorian lecturer said AI had been in existence before she was born. She had been born before AI took off, according to what we are reading here. She was born in 1955. Mama, I want to thank you for what you have done for LASU. Just two things I want to mention about our professor that we're celebrating today. I see her as a go-getter and as well as one that have recognition of skill and expertise. There was a discussion we never had, even though I can't go into the full length of it today. But I was privileged to know of a very hot argument when she wanted to have me serve with her. It was a very rare privilege for me to know about that. I served with her at two different levels. First, as an assistant director at Lekki. And because of her recognition of the expertise and skill, she decided to draw me closer and brought me to the center, the directorate. And through her leadership, under her leadership, the first electronic results, we presented it to Senate at our old Senate chamber. You have done so much, and that was from the part-time. It was from the part-time program. Before later we went to digitize that or full-time. You have done so much for LASU, and we will really miss you. I pray that you will live your retirement years in sound, good health, and in prosperity. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Dean Faculty of Science. As we are trying to get to the later part of the program, let me quickly also welcome Dr. Ade Adebayo. Dr. Ade Adebayo, just one minute so that we can do away with this part. Dr. Ade Adebayo, just 1 minute.
Thank you. Sitting on the existing protocol, I want to
remind Mama that in 1996, Professor Dumosu, I was going to supervise my first degree project. And he said I should come to your office to read through your thesis. So sociology removed me from geography, to planted me back in geography. And it's on the basis of that, that my area of specialization is population geography. I was able to argue from that thesis that polygyny and fertility would, instead of increasing population, rather will reduce population. If you take it as individual from the group thing, more wives, because the women that determines fertility, the number of children. Before the man will go around and service all the women around, the first wife, there's going to be what calls spacing, the number of children, or between children. And in the long run, all things being equal, there's every likelihood that polygyny would reduce population. And I got that from our submission, which is the contrary. So I proved that it would be that we could also use polygyny to control population growth. So thank you for bringing me back to population geography through Professor, your dear friend, Professor Dumosu. And it's in one of these tributes, I want to tell you that in many of us you live. It shall be well with you, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ade Adebayo. With the permission of the Vice Chancellor and other distinguished guests, we are just going to take 3 more, and then maybe, if time permits, we'll take others later. So representing Baptist Girls High School, Oshogo, Old Girls Association, Mrs. Funke Aleshi, lawyer, so yes, I don't want to miss that. She will be speaking for the Baptist Girls and also the Gbemo or your initiative.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Vice Chancellor represented here by the DVC, distinguished professors and eminent personalities. I'm standing here representing Baptist Girls High School, Oshogo Old Girls Association, of which Professor ADEDOKUN is our national or Kola international president. I want to let this house know that Professor ADEDOKUN sitting here today, can I have the class of 71 that are here? Class of 71, which is our class, 1971 class. They are here to support her, to show how versatile and how important. Please sit down, Mas. I was just in Form 1 in that 1971, but I've had the privilege to serve with her. When she was Lagos branch president, I served with her. Now she's national president, I'm still serving with her. Of all the students that are here, old girls, I'm the junior. May I have everybody stand up? I'm the junior. Everybody else is my senior here. But we're here to honor Professor ADEDOKUN. We know her as a person of integrity. We know her as a person of passion. We know her as a person who has discipline and commitment. I see in the bio that was written for her that she has an exciting close relationship with immediate family, friends from her Old Students Association. And Papa Osho has already said something to that nature. Now, what do we know, Prof? Most of us have never been to her workplace, but one way or the other, we know how passionate she is about work. And that she has, in every aspect of her life, she has brought that to bear in the last 10 years that she has been steering. In fact, when something was said this year, everybody said, no, Prof, you wait till next year. When we have done 70th anniversary, we'll let you go. We have, through her, been able to come together. She has been a team lead. And she's a team player. She wants us to achieve a lot more. She builds relationships across ages. How come I'm standing next to her? I said, Auntie Funke, then she'll call you and say something like, Sisi Funke Shopino. And I'm like, if we were to go by school, I shouldn't be standing there. She's ahead of me. Across age groups, she is just so reliable. Mama Ejiride is there. She's 1965. So it shows you the kind of person she is. And when we got here today, she told us Mama Ejiride will come. Don't worry, she will come by herself. You have discipline. You have commitment. We're grateful for the cordiality and the pleasantness you display when you relate with us. Even with people who just graduated from school in the last 5 years. You have done so much for us, we can't thank you enough. And that's why a good number of us showed up today, to celebrate her. I'm going to crave your indulgence for us to sing the one verse, only one verse of our school song. Because our school song says, I want God's way to be my way every day. And that is who she is. We celebrate you on your retirement. We know you're not tired. You will be referred to carry on other projects. And we know that you still have much more to give to mankind. We hope that many of us who are here today will learn. May I have us sing the program of just one verse? Thank you very much. God's way to be my way as I journey here below. For there is no other highway that the child of God should go. Though the road is dark and rough, if it leads me, it is enough. I want God's way to be my way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. For they are jolly good fellow. Thank you very much. Ma, God bless you. Yes, we have 2 more, and they will be off. Dr. Gbenga Adeyemi, I am told this particular person is the first academic son of Mama Prof. So, well, you can contest that, but that is the information I have gotten. So let's welcome Dr. Gbenga Adeyemi. Is he in the hall? Yes, for just 2 minutes, Dr. Gbenga Adeyemi. Just 2 minutes. The first academic son of Professor OLAIDE ADERONKE ADEDOKUN.
Thank you very much. I stand on the CC protocol. Mama, well, I met her for the first time in 1999 when she was recommended as my external examiner. And one thing about every one of us that time, the moment they put, that time was Dr. ADEDOKUN as your external examiner, you have to go and pray. And by that time, I think there's a crisis in the university that time. I was supposed to have my exam. And initially we thought she would not come. And she came eventually. And then I asked her, what about the exam? She said, the exam cannot take place, so this is your project. Even my small professor at that time said, Kilo se laide. Kilo was a exam. But later on, I became very close to her. And I became an adopted son. Since 1999, that time, she has been not a mentor, she has been my mother, not to me alone, even to my children. You know, my firstborn, second, and anytime, even now, I was with her 3 weeks ago, and she was telling me some things. Benga, Shotiwari, listen, Ontoju Mirimba and LASU, to stand by the path of the truth is not easy. But maintain that stand that you are, and at the end of the day, you will overcome all. But to my family, she has been a mother. Even my children, most of the time, they will go to her house. Even up to December, she was telling me, I kept this thing for Tomiwa, that's my daughter that's studying nursing at Bowen, that I'm expecting her to come and visit me. So she has been the one advising me morally, academically. One thing she did for me that also make a U-turn to my academic life. To others, it's like a punishment. But to me, it has added another value to my writing skill, my publication, and anywhere I apply to. I think I was about to get a promotion to lecturer 1 that time during process was saying, and was dean of student affairs. And they packaged our paper and gave her. He said, Ghana fẹ́ gba promotion. Kò tí ì ṣiṣẹ́ tó. That is, you also want to get a promotion, you have not worked enough. And she stepped the paper down. I was so furious. Before my colleagues would read the department, he gave me a call. Multi-step paper down. You have to work very well. Don't be like others. I thank God today, I've published very well, I've traveled, and recently I applied to somewhere that she knows where I did the interview, I was successful man. So, forever I'll be grateful to you.
Thank you very much.
And our relationship has gone beyond LASU, even though we are very close, we are closely knitted together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Etishishe Tobai. So well done. That is the hallmark of hard work. So we are proud of you now. You know, you have worked very well. So with the permission of the VC again, I want to believe we are going to have patience to have Professor A.A. Atolagbe. Professor A.A. Atolagbe. Just for 1 minute, 1 minute, ma'am. 1 minute. Then the last speaker will be Mr. Olakunle for the family. Please, just let us take it that way. Professor A.A. Atolagbe, 1 minute.
Vice Chancellor, sir, ably represented, all professors and distinguished colleagues here. I want to say on behalf of all female academia in LASU, who Professor ADEDOKUN has trained and mentored, that we appreciate you. If I didn't come up, she'll be wondering where was Mrs. Atolagbe. I apologize, I was chairing a meeting. I came in very late. Very diligent woman, very industrious, very hardworking, brave, courageous, full of integrity. She was director over 9 campuses. I was assistant director of Agege campus at the time. We were 16,000 students in just one campus. And this woman will coordinate the 9 campuses. We would run exams till 9:30 in the night. Very diligent. I want to say, ma'am, you are one of my mentors, my admin mentor. We respect you. Courageous, bold. Alausa called us to come and face the house. She led the team there. The bossa, the reg, all of us were there, and she spoke in defense of the external system. I will close by saying, you gave so many people opportunity. One of the part-time students who read English became the Controller General of Fire Service in Nigeria because he had the opportunity to study BA English. So many others who have risen to peaks in this country while you were Director SPTS. I learned a lot from you. We will sign for checks. You will have to retire money. Very wonderful woman. And interestingly, I have the same birthday with her. You will live long, ma'am. You will still achieve great heights. Thank you. God
Thank you
bless.
very much, ma'am. And we can welcome Mr. Olakunle for the family before the VC will be taking a leave. So let's quickly welcome Mr. Olakunle. Thank you very much, sir.
I have just 1 minute, so I'm not going to take any more time than that. There's so many things I could be saying at this moment, but there's really no time. I'd like to stand on the existing protocol, DVC academics, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor. It's my honor and privilege to be representing the family on this occasion. I'm so happy to see so many people who have come to celebrate with the family, and God bless you all. Laide is my first cousin. Her late mother is the immediate elder sister of my late father. There are many of us who would have been here for one reason or the other. They're not. There are some who are looking at us from above, and I'm sure they're very proud. Those who spoke before me have spoken about her energy. They've spoken about her commitment. They've spoken about academic excellence. But because I have so little time, there's one aspect of character that I like to go into. Someone mentioned that she doesn't look her age. And that's a fact, as you can all see. But I think that comes, part of that is from nature. Those of you who are close to the family, who might have known our late father, because that's where I think that comes from. You see that calmness in whatever situation. The family has gone through all kinds of things. But one thing, she's younger than me, but there's one thing I learned from her: how to remain calm in the face of problems and face what needs to be done when other people have lost their heads or lost. No, in fact, sometimes you just see her smiling, but always the eye is on the ball to solve the problems. And I say, yes, younger than me, but that I've learned from her. God bless you. I pray that God will continue to order your steps in Jesus' name. We as a family, we are very proud of you. We are very proud of you. And I know that it's not over, that there are still a lot of things you're going to contribute. Not just to the academic world, but to society at large, because you are very versatile, and all the areas where God has blessed you, I think the society needs to benefit even more. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. That has been the voice of Mr. Olaopa for the family. At this point, we will stop at the goodwill messages, and I will humbly want to invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Ibiemi Ibilola Olatuchipino, MNI, FNLI, NPOM, FSP, SP, ably represented here this afternoon by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Oseni Afisi, to present award to Professor OLAIDE ADERONKE ADEDOKUN. Is a token from the department, is a token from the faculty, is a token from the university. Vice Chancellor.
Well, it's my honor to present this meritorious service of this meritorious service award to Professor OLAIDE ADERONKE ADEDOKUN in recognition of your dedicated service, unwavering commitment, and outstanding contributions to the Department of Sociology, Faculty of Social Sciences, Lagos State University. Signed by the Head Sociology Department, and but you have also been a former head of department as well as a former director LASU. Congratulations.
That is the word that's supposed to complete it. Congratulations. Congratulations to Professor OLAIDE ADEDOKUN for excellent job done, for who you are, for what you represent. Thank you very much. Okay. Wow, wow. Stand up for the champion. This is awesome. This is awesome. Celebrate excellence, celebrate hard work, celebrate diligence, discipline, integrity. Thank you so very much. That is what you represent. We are so glad that we have you at LASU. Congratulations. So very quickly, we need to do that and present this next award to the guest speaker. Yes, I think we can excuse the Vice Chancellor now. Let's celebrate our Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the DVC academic. He has really taken his time here with us. So it is time for us to have the valedictory lecture. Presenter, Professor Akim Ayofe Akiwale. Award. Please. And this will be presented by distinguished Professor Joseph Abayomi Olagoju. Yes, please Andres be and stay there. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic doing it right.
Thank the guest lecturer for the way he dissected the book that was written by Professor Adedokun. I was surprised. My path crossed his path when I was the dean of postgraduate school, and whenever we invite to examine our students, his critical analysis of the thesis often make our students' thesis a lot better. So we're happy to have you. Thank you very much. So on behalf of the Department of Sociology in particular, and the university in general, we are presenting this plaque of appreciation to you, Professor Akim Ayofe Akiwale, in recognition of your inspiring presentation and valuable insights shared with us at the valedictory program of Professor OLAIDE ADERONKE at the Lagos State University, Ojo, today, the 17th day of April 2025. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Yes, just the two of them first, then Professor OLAIDE will join. And I think distinguished Professor Abidusoni can join, so be part of it. And well, let's welcome these three people. Dr. Adekola, Mr. Odusoya, Mr. Wali. Are they in the hall? Dr. Adekola, Mr. Odusoya, Mr. Wali. The three of you will just have 1 more minute to do your good message. Dr. Adekola, Mr. Odusoya, Mr. Wali, very quickly, time is fast spent. Yes, lead that service.
I want to stand on the stage protocol. I want to appreciate my mommy, Professor OLAIDE ADEDOKUN. She planted a bud in me. She was my supervisor during my first degree. And then after supervising my project, and I went to submit the project to her, she now asked me that, I hope you are not stopping here. Not because you're a woman. You can go further. And that kept resounding in me until I kept forging ahead. And I want to appreciate her today because I have my PhD in gerontology from this same university. And it was because of the words she said to me then. I'm sure maybe she might not remember, but that word kept me going. That word instilled in me that the fact that I'm a woman, you know, I can get to the peak, I can break the glass ceiling. So, Ma, I want to thank you so much, Ma. I appreciate you, and I pray that, and I know that you are not tired. I pray that God will continue to be with you as you change a new status, Mama Professor. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That will represent the three voices. And the next will be the presentation of the book. And that will be handled by Professor ADEDOKUN. Very brief.
Vice Chancellor in absentia, other dignitaries present, I am standing with the existing protocols. I am not going to take too much of our time because I know that we have spent a lot of time waiting for this moment. And none of Professor OLAIDE decided a few months ago to come up with a group in our name. And we did not just come up with any group. We came up with a group in an area for specialization. It was a big project, but we had little time to complete that project. So up till now, we have not completed that project. But we want to give us how far we have gone. On the screen, you can all see the book cover, the front and the back. And then we have a book titled Gender Equality and Development, Critical Issues and Perspectives. Now, based on the topic, we have also separated the content of the book into perspectives. And we have about 5 perspectives represented already, based on the themes of the book. One of them is titled Gender and Women Issues. And then we have the subtitle to be Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment, with so many topics submitted already. The second one is Health and Well-Being. And we have the subtitle to be Health Disparities and Social Determinants of Health. Well, we have a lot of topics there too. The third is Migration and Family Dynamics. And we have the subtitle to be Migration, Family, and Social Identity. Fewer than the second section, but then it had more than one topic too, submitted already. The fourth is Social Justice and Intersectionality, with the subtopic titled Identity, Power, and Social Inclusion. And it has very few chapters, like the third section of the book too. And then the last part is Organizational and Workplace Issues. The main subtitle here is Organizational Behavior and Workplace Dynamics, with very limited chapters. Now, this is to tell you that we still have opening for 5 more chapters. If we can get 5 more chapters from the audience present here today, we'll have a completed project. For all of the papers submitted, we have reviewed, we have sent back to the authors, and they have also returned most of them back to us. In another 2 months, the book will be ready. I know that by then, Mama would have retired, but she will still not be tired. And she remains a part of our department. We call her Mama because, one, One thing that many people do not know is that in the Department of Sociology, we have 5 generations of lecturers. Mama being at the top of the 5th generation. Mama taught Professor Wahab. Professor Wahab taught myself and Dr. Odunaike. Dr. Odunaike and I taught Dr. Olupoye. Dr. Olupoye taught Mr. Gafar. I am not sure that we have another university where you can count such generation in Lagos State University. And that makes it a unique situation. Mama might be retiring in the next few weeks or the next few days, but she's going to remain a part of the family because she specifically asked me to let her remain on the WhatsApp group because she wants to be in touch with the department. And for some of us, Mama had always been our voice of reason. Members of staff will remember Mama for saying, we have to be careful. And when someone says, you have to be careful, it means that when you have said a lot of things, you do not just jump into conclusion. Because sometimes human beings are driven by emotion, but if we allow our reason to work, we overcome the drive of our emotion and we do it right. And she had always been that to all of us in the Department of Sociology. So I'm using this opportunity to say thank you to Mama for being there as a parent, and I'm adding this to the vote of thanks, and for being a great support on this program. When we started this thing we are doing today, this program, it was looking like it was not going to be possible. But so many people said, it's not you. That it was never going to be possible because it's the first faculty of social sciences. But I knew that if I say something is going to be done, I go all out to ensure that I see them. And for Mama's sake, I know I went all out. And I got the support of my committee member in achieving this goal. Dr. Odunaike was there, a second generation, no, third generation. So Mama had always been great grand professor. So not grand professor Akin. Now, Musoye was also there for supporting everywhere. She's not been present here, but she has been present because I felt her presence while I was sitting up here. So I say thank you to the committee members. And I'm also using the opportunity to say thank you to all the members of the alumni committee or alumni associations that supported me. And I'm going to be mentioning names. For some of them, I used anonymous because they wanted to be invisible. But it's not possible for everybody to remain invisible because most universities in the world, or best universities in the world, thrive because they lean on their alumni association. And I'm using this opportunity to call out everyone that it is time for you to come back home. Even Professor Akinwale that ran everywhere, SETEP, he didn't mention SETEP, SETEP, UI, Landmark, Governance, blah, blah, blah. He wants to come back home because there is no place like home. So I'm going to mention names now. Apologies to those who wanted to be anonymous. And the first person I'm going to mention is Dr. Taiwo Kasumo. Dr. Taiwo Kasumo is an assistant commissioner of police. He had always been there for the department. He works at the head of Popo in Niger State. But anytime I need anything, if I call in, even when people are in trouble, if I call him, it makes things very easy for me. I'm a sociologist. I am a criminologist, and I practice investigation. It makes my investigation very easy. I have done some jobs for Akim. Pro bono. Did you pay? And I also have here Mr. Abiodun Lewis, who was the president of the 2004-2005 set in SASA. Very quiet individual, but he has always been there for me. He answers me anytime I call him. And then I also have here Miss Oluwaseun Aje. She's married, I've forgotten new name, but let me leave it like that. Shewaje will answer me anytime I call. Dr. Adekola never left me, and she's here again, present to honor this day. Thank you very much, ma'am. And then I also have here my senior in primary school, who coincidentally was my junior in LASU. Before it was my senior, whether it was my junior in LASU, no matter, because at the foundation, he was my senior in both primary school and Baptist Academy. So I'm a member of the Baptist family. So he was there for me. He also came in to give me the support. And then Mr. Richard Teteja and his wife have always been there. I say thank you to you here today. Then we have some sets who have come out to support us. So 2005 Jambites that graduated 2009-2010, thank you very much. My set, the Millennium graduates, thank you very much for being there, for never leaving me. And then we also have here the 2008-2009 set, led by, I've forgotten his name, but he knows what I'm saying. Thank you very much. And then we have the NSASA presidents, Jimmy Ogunride, Taiwo Christiana, Friday Taiwo, who was a president of SOSA, thank you very much. And then we also have Lanre Bangboshe, thank you very much for all that you have done to make this project successful. I say thank you to you, and I pray that Almighty God will continue to bless all of you for doing this. And then we are not done yet. We still have the book ahead of us, and I'm sure that we are going to get it done in another 2 months. For those who have taken out the time to be present here today, I say thank you, and we will see ourselves only for good things. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Professor Oye Nuga Adedeji. These 2 quotes will be going for Professor OLAIDE Adedokun. Okay, there is another gift that's going to be presented from the department, I'm told. So while we are waiting that process, retirement is another new chapter of life. I won't use I, though it's somebody's quote. We hope, ma, that you enjoy it with relaxation, good health, and fun. That one is for Professor Adedokun. And the second one, after years of working hard, you deserve to rest hard. Happy retirement. Please, let's celebrate her once again. Let's celebrate her. So, the award, Professor Yenuga. The award. Where's it? Where's it? Okay, just to present the award, and then we are done with the program. Just let us wait for 1 or 2 minutes. That will be done. UMC, you can come up with a light music for us. Just something light. Do not disconnect here too. Okay, interesting. I asked the question, they said there are leaders, there are mentors, there are tormentors. Who are you? So let's continue to search our mind. Ma, thank you very much. I need to add my voice to it. I celebrate you, Ma. Though I joined as a very young officer then. Very hard to notice. I was following Mrs. Oyeniji, who happened to be working with the VC. Mr. Glaston Oluwatoyoshu can testify to that. But I have learned a lot from you from afar. Thank you for being who you are, Ma. God bless you. So we are still waiting. Professor Yenuga, we are still waiting. Jean, we are waiting. We are waiting. We are waiting. Or we should bring it to a close and then you present it. Oh, yes. While we are waiting for the gift, let us have a voice. Let us say something to us. Professor OLAIDE ADERONKE ADEDOKUN.
Thank you very much. LASU Multimedia. I am sorry that many people have left, before I have the opportunity to do this. But I want to say that everyone that attended today and others through messages, through calls, or those that watch online, are people that I have special relationships with, and that I want to say sincerely that I am grateful, for the opportunity to be together once again as I round up at the Lagos State University. While I was reflecting on the event of today, I realized that it's not something that one can take for granted. You cannot say that because I started work, I will finish at some point. You can't say because I'm allowed to get to a certain age. You can't say you will get there. You can't say because there's a milestone to cover. Everyone or every time you desire to do it, you will be able to do it. So it's indeed a privilege, to be able to receive this from the university. Having joined the university in when I was less than 30 years, I think it's been a long journey. Like somebody told me, I've spent more than half of my whole life, being in this location and doing what I expected, to do. So I want to thank the Vice Chancellor in absentia uh, for creating, I think this should be something I wanted her to know, for creating an environment where it was still possible, to continue to serve even when she assumed office. So I want to say thank you to the Vice Chancellor, to the university management. I want to say thank you to my faculty through the Dean of the faculty, Professor Olufemi Lawal. He's somewhere. Professor Lawal, yes, he's the dean today, but he has always been my own kind of person. Somebody that I could relate, with, somebody that I was able to watch his own progress as well, in the department. For my department, it's like a family, because in a family, you have seniors, you have middle-aged persons, you have junior ones, but it's been either we've crossed our paths as students, or we've crossed our paths as researchers. We have been together all the way. So I want to thank the current head of department, all professors, I think I have, there are 6 or 7 more professors now in the Department of Sociology. I joined in 1986 as a lecturer too. So it's been a situation where we watch ourselves grow. We watch the students we taught grow, also to become. It's my pleasure today to see people like Scholar. This man here, we didn't know his name for a long time. From 100 level, when he was a student, his nickname was Scholar. So he's still Professor Scholar, as you see him. Very brilliant, very, very brilliant, very forward-looking. So he's somebody that we are very, very proud of, along with Professor Adedeji, Oyenuga Adeji. Thank you for all you have done. We want to thank the HOD, Dr. Samuel, for how our paths have crossed. I remember